Hi, I'm Sarah, and I can help you set up your new Dreamstation2 CPAP machine. Let's get everything unpacked out of your new case. You'll find a user guide, your power cord, a cheat sheet for getting it set up. You'll see some photos inside warning you to always dump your water, which is great advice. You'll want to get all the different pieces unpacked, even your tubing. Now you can lay all this flat for transporting your machine later in this big hole, or you can tuck everything back below like it was and stack it on top. You can set your travel bag aside for later. Your quick start guide shows you how to plug it in, slide your tank off and fill it with distilled water, and then put your tube on, but it doesn't really go over your filters. Let's go ahead and get your machine plugged in. You'll need your big power cord. Now you can plug it in at the bottom and run it across and push it down this crevice like I am, or you can let it come out the other side. It's up to you. You will need the short part too. Go ahead and take this end and press it into here. There's no up or down, just push it in really firmly. And then you're going to put the other end into your protected outlet. Let's get it filled with your distilled water. You're going to push right here and slide the tank away from where it opened right there. You can see where it tucks up under here. Your heat plate heats from below by sliding in and out like that. So push and slide, and then you can see from the front here where it opens, there's a thin line. That's one of your max fill lines, but there's several. You can pop this open here, get it filled with your distilled water. You're going to be mindful of these little bitty tabs when you go to close it. There's one on each corner of your lid, and those little loops have to catch on these little tabs, and then you can rock that forward once they've caught, and that will snap in the front. Then you set it flat and slide it back on to your heat plate here. Down here there's some plastic you can take off, and then this little tab is your filter area where your air comes out and where your SD card goes. You can grab this little tab, which is not actually a filter, and slide your filter box out. Now these filters come separately. I've got them assembled now. It just pops right out for easy disposal. When you assemble it, you can see two little tiny arrows. There's no arrows on this side. You line those tiny little arrows up and then just press it down into place. I hope you can see those. There's where you pop it up to get it out, and you just throw those away. Your gray one, on the other hand, can be rinsed off under your faucet right through here. The dust will rinse off this side. Once it's all dry, you can reinstall your blue filter and put the whole thing back in blue side down. Now here's your SD card. You can push in to pop it out, and you just push it again to reseat it. Now I want to show you a side view of your water chamber sliding back up against your blower. There you go. Now this is your intake, so be careful not to obstruct this area with anything. Down here at the end of the blower is where your tubing connects. Now you can hook a standard tube right on here, but if you got one of these tubes with a heated tube connection, then it will snap right into here, and there'll be two buttons you squeeze on either side to pull it back out again. Now let's get it plugged in, and you'll get this Phillips screen, and then we will zoom in. Okay, now that we're all zoomed in to our main screen, you can see your last session displayed with some sleep data. This is your start button. If you give it a press, it's going to light everything up for you, and your machine, if it's set to ramp, is going to begin to ramp like this one. On the bottom left and right, you can see your moisture settings. You've got your heated tube and your water. If you touch the emblem, then you can repeatedly touch it and change your setting to anything you like. When you stop, it will save itself. So you can switch between them and get them tapped and adjusted to the way you had your last machine. If you don't know how you might like them, I always loved mine with 5 on the water turned all the way up, and then for most households, heated tubing just on 1 is sufficient. If you tap your settings, you can see some basic things you have access to, like your language. You can also tap on view reports. Inside here, you can choose what kind of report range you would like and how far back you would like to go, and it will give you all your basic information. You can back out of that. Up in the upper right corner of your screen, you can see the bars for the monitor as well as Bluetooth if that's how you're connecting to the machine for your app. You can check the mask fit with just a touch of a button. You can tap on your AHI, that's how many breathing issues you're having per hour, and it will give you your total. This number should always be less than 5. We want you to have 21 days out of 21, all being well over 4 hours. We call that being compliant. And the top one is your usage time broken down over the last 3 days. Now that you're all set and ready, I really hope you have great sleep.